Okay, so how do you make the most perfect game an audience can play? Now listen, I'm not a gaming genius. I'm not a developer. I don't know anything. But let's just get into it, bro. For me, one of the most underappreciated things in gaming is always the soundtrack. And I feel like a lot of the modern games are lacking that. I feel like no real thought goes into making a good soundtrack or a good background or even gaming ambience. I feel like it's all kind of mushy and kind of watered down today, all these modern games. When I think about a good soundtrack in a game, I think about the original Fable. I think about Cyberpunk. I think about the Black Ops 2 music, bro. When you're loading it up, you click on the zombies or you click on the multiplayer. It's these underrated things that I think go underappreciated. You know, games where you can even sit in the menu. You can sit in the menu and start jamming out like, yo, what I'm listening to right now is fire, bro. This is fire. Like actual fire. Fire on a stick. Or if you touch it, it'll burn you, but you can't touch it. It's a game. It's a soundtrack. It's amazing. It really pulls you into a game and be like, yo, okay, actual thought went into this. I haven't even played Black Ops 7, but I imagine if I were to load it up, I could not just sit in the menu and listen to the soundtrack and jam out. I guarantee you I can't. I guarantee it's terrible. I guarantee it's trash. I don't even got to play it, bro. I know it sucks. But yeah, the audio, I think that's one of the like things you need to nail in a game if you want it to be perfect. Now, another thing I think for the game to be perfect, okay? How do you make the perfect game? I think I should struggle to figure out how to spend more money. I should be like looking at something cool, you know, and be like, okay, look at this cosmetic. How do I get this? And then I try to buy it. I try to buy in-game currency, and I'm like, yo, how do I get in-game currency? I think that would really benefit a lot of games today. If I struggle to figure out how to spend my money, I think that would actually benefit a lot of games. It feels like a lot of the time when I play a new game, let's say Call of Duty, for example, okay? I load it up, I go in the menu. What's the first thing I see? I see an advertisement for another game. I see an instant way to spend $50 more. I see a million packs, a million skin packs. I see that I can play as Beavis and Butthead. I can play as Ariana Grande. I don't care about all this stuff. I don't care if I'm playing as John Cena. Okay, I actually kind of want to play as an actual military guy when I'm playing Call of Duty. You know, wearing the OG like hay around yourself, the OG camo, the OG like you can prone and you literally look like you're blending into the environment almost. Not some like over the top demon skin with horns. That's like none of that. Okay, in any game. I think if you want your game to be good, I should struggle to figure out how to spend more money on your game. If I've already purchased it, I should struggle to figure out how to spend more money. I should question like, can I even spend more money until I see somebody else? And I'm like, yo, like, what is that? And you're like, oh, I bought this. And I'm like, oh, okay. Let me like actually search and see if there's a store. Oh, there is a store. I can spend my money here. Not I open up the game and the first thing I see is a store, 50 more packs. None of that. Okay. I think if you want to make the perfect game in today's gaming culture, I should struggle to figure out how to spend my money. Next, in my opinion, I think the graphics should not be super ultra realistic. I think you really need to approach with a unique art style. And I don't mean like some goofy, stupid art style, but something where I can like turn it on and I can just instantly tell like, okay, this is this game. I know this is a different game just by looking at the menu. If I were to look at a COD menu today, I would not be able to tell you if it's like a new Modern Warfare, if it's Black Ops 6 or Black Ops 7 or, you know, any of these shooting games or even Battlefield. Like to me, if you were to show me those pictures right now, I'd be like, okay, I don't even know what game this is. I think if I can look at it and I can instantly pinpoint like, oh, that's that game. And I don't mean like some stupid, like watered down art style that's like kind of trash. I mean like an actual unique, like take a risk, bro. I think taking a risk is how you make a good game. I think some of the best games are games that took big risks. And that brings me to my next point, bro, is taking a risk kind of just makes you stand out. If you want to make a good game, can't just play along with every other game, you know, what everyone else is doing, okay? Now that brings me to my next point. Everyone's making a battle pass now. I'm tired of having to buy a battle pass and now I have to commit 50 hours of gameplay to unlock everything to get my money's worth. I don't care about that, bro. I'm done with battle passes. I might make a pledge right now to never buy a battle pass again. I think battle passes are kind of ruining games. And honestly, Fortnite, the one who pretty much introduced the battle pass to everybody, is one of the only games to ever do it right. You should be able to buy the battle pass one time and never again. Obviously, with all the in-game purchases and cosmetics and stuff, you're going to end up spending more money anyway. So it doesn't really matter. So that's why Fortnite did it perfectly, is the fact that you can buy it and get enough V-Bucks in that battle pass to buy the next one. Basically an investment, bro. You can buy it once and then you should be able to own the battle pass for 10 years and never spend another dime. But the thing is, if your game's actually worth playing, you are going to spend another dime because that's how it works. I think if you want to make a trash game, one of the first things you should do is shove a battle pass in my face within the first 5 seconds. And this pretty much goes for all games, bro. If we're talking like a Marvel Rivals type team fighting or COD, like you go into a match and it's just infinite, 5v5 or whatever. Basically, you die, respawn, and you're onto the battle. Or if you're talking an RPG game where you team up with friends and you explore a world, or if you're talking Fortnite, like a battle royale game where you land on an island and kill a million people, no matter what game, I think what I'm saying pretty much applies to everything. Now, another way I think you make a trash game is by trying to have everything, kind of like COD, how you have, well, I don't even know if COD has campaign anymore, but basically having a bunch of nothing, a bunch of just kind of random multiplayer modes, and then you have a battle royale mode on the side. Like, I think you need to focus on one thing to actually make the game unique, because if you try to appeal to everybody, honestly, I think you're going to end up appealing to nobody. Now, another way I think you make the perfect game is by not taking it too seriously. And with that, like I said, comes a good art style, comes a good soundtrack, but not like an over the top, like, oh, this is a banger. Like, I don't know how to really describe it, bro. Just something chill, but you're like, yo, my ears are tingling right now. What's that I hear? Oh, that's a fire ass soundtrack. Like I said, I can't sit here and tell you exactly what game to make or anything. I can't tell you like, oh, if you want to make the perfect game, make a battle royale, put in this and this and that. Like, it's not what I'm doing. I'm just saying aspects that I think every game can have and will benefit from. And that's not to say you can't add any extra modes to your game. And that brings me to my next point as well, is whether it's a small thing in game, like maybe you can play pool with your friends in a game, like take GTA for example. I don't even know if you can play pool, but like in GTA 6, I'm sure you might be able to play pool, but I think that would be cool. Just like a little thing on the side that really is like super shallow, but can be just super good. And a perfect example of that is Black Ops 2. What do you have? You have multiplayer, you have a campaign, and you have zombies. Black Ops 2. And zombies is like this little thing. And this goes for like really like the OG CODs with zombies. Is zombies was not how it is today. You can't extract. There's not a million fire, water, electric side zombie bosses. There's not a million kajillion guns. It's very basic, very simplistic. And I guess what I'm trying to say is that less is more. And another perfect example of that less is more to me is OG Fortnite. And I don't mean the new OG mode you can play. I'm saying back in the day when you loaded up Fortnite and the only thing you could do was just play the game. And the only option you had was you had solos, duos, and squads. And it's super basic and everybody's playing the same thing. And then if you wanted to play their like little side mode, their little like niche thing kind of on the side that was kind of basic, kind of simplistic, but you could go and do it and it's fun. You can make a whole like thing off of that. Is they had Save the World. If you got tired of, I guess, basic OG Fortnite, you could play Save the World. And that's what I mean, is that less is more. It was super basic, super like chill. And I feel like when people think about prime Fortnite, that's what they remember is the OG, like this is what everybody's on. There's not a million modes. Now, sure, if you want to make a game that rules over all games, sure, you can approach it the way Roblox and Fortnite have. And that's like if you've already grounded your game, sure, then you can start to add all this extra new content and stuff, I guess. But when it first came out, Fortnite that is, and like I said, the OG CODs, even the OG like Assassin's Creed, OG's Assassin's Creeds is like, it was just that. It was just a story mode. Now I feel like the new Assassin's Creeds are honestly just copy and paste. Now another important thing I think if you want your game to do good is I do not want to like in any way have I don't even want to have an option to be subscribed to a monthly payment to play the game, to get certain in-game cosmetics, even if it's a steal. I don't want to be subscribed monthly to your shit. I don't want every month I have to spend $10 to get some cosmetic. I'm done with this shit, okay? I'm done with these subscriptions. I'm done with battle passes. I'm done with all this shit, okay, that is just capitalizing. It's literally just capitalism. I can't even say it, bro, because I'm like getting flustered. Capitalism in games. And it's like the gaming revolution, I guess, is that's how you make the most money. Gaming is a big industry. And honestly, for my final thing is really just a fun gaming cycle that if you want to get into it, it doesn't require like 500 hours before it becomes fun. I don't know if that really makes sense, but I feel like there's so much in all these new games. And I guess what I'm trying to say is the same thing I already said, is that less can be more. And what I'm really trying to say is it has to be fun and kind of like easy to get into almost, I guess, but it can go deep. Like you can get good at it. It can go deep and it can have a skill gap, like an actual, like a skill ceiling to where anyone can play. And it doesn't require 500 hours before you unlock the item you need to make it fun, or before you unlock every cosmetic you want. It doesn't take 500 hours. Now, that's not to say you can't have things that take time to get, but I guess like an easy kind of progressive system, or like a progress system that doesn't consume your life, I guess. Basically, what I'm saying is grinding for Dark Matto on if that's the only reason you're playing Black Ops 6 or 7 is to unlock a million camos that are going to be basically useless in a year because that's when the new game comes out. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm really describing it well. But anyways, forget that. The next thing I do want to say, and we're going to leave off on this, is that I do not want bots flooding the lobbies, bro. And I don't know how many games do this, but I'm talking Fortnite specifically, okay? I hate playing Fortnite, and all I'm killing is bots. Like, maybe I'll get a few free wins. I'm like, yo, I got to win. But did I really win anything, bro? I'm being treated like an actual pussy. They are just giving me bots who can't shoot, who don't even know right from left. It's just a bot who kind of moves around and shoots in my proximity. And it's like, bro, like, I hate that, okay? Because as soon as I feel like I'm alone and I'm not actually playing against anybody, and it's just flooded with bots, and it's like, bro, I hate that. I cannot stand that at all. Oh, and yeah, actually, this is very important, is skill-based matchmaking. There needs to be no skill-based matchmaking, okay? That's what ranked is for. Ranked is for skill-based matchmaking. As soon as you give me skill-based matchmaking in a game like Fortnite or maybe even COD, it becomes unfun because it's just, it takes out the like, oh, let's go, I just shit on a kid like that was way worse than you. And I think that's what makes you good at the game, is getting shit on. If people are destroying you, it can at least be fun in a way, but you're like, okay, that guy's actually good. Yeah, I can't even be mad. Okay, he's a no life, he's on this game all the time, he's just better than me. But with skill-based matchmaking, you don't really get that. Every game becomes essentially feels like a ranked match. That's what ranked is for, bro, for like the 10th time. That's what ranked is for skill-based matchmaking. Your matchmaking is based off your skill. I think I should honestly be able to load up a game, a brand new game that I've never played, and I can be a complete noob, a level 1, and I think I actually should be able to get into a game with a pro, a guy who's been playing for like 500 years, and then I will actually get like a taste of like what's going on. If I'm just playing against people who are my level all the time in a casual match, I would never get better. And yeah, that's kind of my take on that. So yeah, we're going to end it there. I'll catch y'all in the next one. That's how you make the perfect game, in my opinion.